Oh, I want... No, I don't want it. I kind of have a headache, so I'm not having headphones on. This is my dirt box. Not doing that yet. Okay. I'm gonna be repotting some things. Let's do this one first. This is my begonia matchmaker. I got it on Etsy as a cutting, and I've cut it down once and it's came back already. And it's kind of wilty. I think it's outgrowing the container, or at least, oh, I forgot to get more pots. I think it could use a bigger container. So I want to do that. Do you think I could have TTS on without headphones? Would that be weird? My hands are now dirty, so it's not like I can bring it up now. But I'm not going to see when someone's in chat. You can try it. My hands are... I can do it with my knuckles.
Yeah, you can still try it. It depends on just how sensitive your mic is. You're a mess already. Where's your...
Twitch folder?
Okay.
Speech chat?
This is hard to do when you're looking upside down.
Okay, I'll just bring that down. Now go type something and we'll test it out.
Yeah, you just have to watch your mic or... You sound great, though.
Do you hear background noise?
I don't think so.
Do you hear the neighbor screaming? I heard that. Did you hear any kind of feedback or anything? Did it sound okay? Dixie.
I don't think so.
Okay, well let me know if you do. I'm gonna go grab a couple of pots.
It sounds fine.
Okay, what size pot do I want this? I don't want anything too big. This one? It's too big. Hang on, let me go shopping. Hi, Inks. Playing with dirt. How are you today? I feel like this is way too big, but I don't... Hi, Kimmy. I'm playing with dirt. I'm tired too, but I really needed to repot these because they were getting...
What are we doing today?
I'm repotting plants for the moment. Trying to decide. I don't think it's not going to be too big. It'll be fine. I'm just gonna loosen some of the dirt on this one. I bought this one as a cutting on Etsy and it keeps getting extremely big. My hands are super dirty. And I have stuff laying everywhere. First thing I'm gonna do, I have this landscaping fabric that I'm gonna lay on the bottom of the pot so that when I water it, it doesn't like leak out dirt everywhere. The landscaping fabric lets water out, but not dirt. And just keeps things nice and tidy. Can you see that? Yeah, we can see that, okay. And I'm just gonna use just regular potting. Why is there water dripping out of this? That was weird. I'm just gonna use regular potting soil that you can buy at the grocery store. Turning it around. And I'm gonna make a huge mess. Which is the rules. When you're dealing with plants, you always make a huge mess. Or else you're not doing it right.
Gardening stream that's new.
Yes, this is my first gardening stream. I was gonna do it eventually, because this is one of my hobbies is houseplants. I used to have a lot more houseplants. But Nerd decided to be allergic to everything in nature. So I purged a lot of stuff. This is actually a plant I keep in my office. And I noticed it was kind of not really thriving anymore.
Damn nerd.
Yeah, I know, he's the worst. I was hoping to make my house into a jungle. And he stole my dreams away. So now instead of like 50 houseplants, I have maybe 30. I know, it's a tragedy.
Purge the week.
I sold a bunch of them on Facebook. I did toss out some that I didn't really care about. I was in one of those collecting moods where you just pick up something just because you can. So I was buying things that I really didn't care about, but I just wanted to because collecting. So I really had to pare down.
If the sunroom was south facing, she wouldn't have to throw them out, but they won't survive the winter.
Yeah, it gets pretty cold in our sunroom in the winter. It gets like down to 45 degrees. So I have to move everything from the sunroom into the house. But I can't do that anymore because Nerd sucks. So we've repotted this one. So this one I keep in my office, and last year it had really cute pink heart-shaped flowers on it around the summertime. So I'm hoping it will flower again. Because I cut it back a lot. I accidentally put it in the sun and like burned it up, and it hated life. So I cut it all back, and it's already sprouted this much again. It's a lot.
I can't keep anything alive when it comes to houseplants.
Well, I have the book for you if you really want to get into it. Because I was like that too until I got a book by... Why is there water everywhere? Oh, I think this one's leaking. It's fine. Why are you leaking so much? It's not coming from you. Is there a hole in this jug? Hang on. We have a flooding situation. There's water all over the floor. What is leaking? Let me get a towel. Oh! What?
I
let's just let that sit there.
Noon did a PP.
Someone did. I think this jug's leaking. I
They
don't.
say you should marry someone who keeps houseplants alive. Smell it.
Oh my gosh, you guys. I have to do something with this jug. I don't trust it.
She could barely keep a fake plant alive at the beginning.
I'm gonna water this before I forget. I'll be right back.
Well, they say because that person can keep something that does absolutely fuck all alive, so you will be safe in their hand.
Okay.
Ask her to spend $50 on a plant now.
What are you talking about? Okay, listen. Kimmy, if you really want to get into plants, let me show you. I wanted to get into plants and didn't know the first thing about it.
Herbs, but I am shit at it.
And I discovered this book by Daryl Chang, and he really breaks it down to the simple what you need to know about keeping plants alive, and I love it so much. 4 months, woo! And he had, well, it's about houseplants, but I think you can apply the principles to herbs. I'd like to start an herb garden next.
Never get a proper place of our own. The garden is all hers.
There you go. I've decided that since nerds decided to be allergic to everything in nature and I can't keep as many houseplants as I want, that I need to redirect my hobby to outside. So I'd like to start an outdoor garden hopefully this summer. Well, this spring. So the third thing we're gonna do
I can't even keep basil plants alive.
is
How many trees did we plant?
6, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 trees. And those are just trees I got for free. We'll see if they live. But I'm going to try and start some of these seed packets I picked up over the years. And we'll see what happens with that. Next, though, I'm going to repot my other office plant. This is an anthurium I got at the grocery store. It makes these, like,
How long do
rubbery
seeds
plants?
packets last?
I don't know.
Is there an expiration date?
Uh,
Kids have fun.
there's a sell-by date. This one says November 2021. I mean, we'll try it. Hopefully not for nothing. Buy inked. Now, for this one, I had to buy special soil for it because it's kind of like a spongy type of material that,
Those are just optimal germination times.
well, we'll see. Oh, this one's got some roots. I'm just going to loosen those up gently. just to break it up. Get this out of the way. It's not a very big pot. Maybe we'll go bigger. Be right back. Oh yeah, this one's perfect. It's a little deeper than the other one, so it gives some more room for the roots to grow. These pots are plastic, and I had like a set of 6 of these, and they're all different colors, like yellow and orange and obnoxious things. And I just spray painted them all a nice plain white color. I like that crisp white color against the green of the plants. It's nice. Okay. I plan to play music while doing this, but I'm kind of getting a headache, so we're going with some nice silence. I bought some dirt online. Is this right? Is this what you mean?
Yes.
Was I getting into my other camera? I bought some dirt on Amazon. You know, you can buy dirt on Amazon.
Behind your other cam.
Oh. You're such a pro streamer. This is the dirt I bought online. For this anthurium. I don't know what the difference is. Yes, prime dirt. I guess it's more of a spongier material.
LOL.
I just googled dirt for this type of plant. Because it wasn't like your typical dirt from what I bought it. Like, it's different. And some plants you just can't put with any kind of dirt. Some plants need more moisture control than others. This is a plant that you can keep in pretty low types of light and it'll do okay. Some plants are able to survive on low light better than others. And I'm just kind of shaking it to gently get all the dirt between all the roots. And then patting it down. Like so. And it's done. Now I just need to water it. It's important to water it after you...
My mom had a similar plant.
Cool. This is the first plant I've ever had like this one. And you want to make sure you water it after you repot it so that all the roots gets incorporated into the new dirt. I didn't use a whole lot either. So I can save that for a different plant that would like similar types of dirt. And I'm going to water this real quick. Be right back.
It will be nice when the neighbors stop redoing their back porch. Damn neighbors.
Can you hear them?
LOL, we have pretty good neighbors.
Can you hear them?
Yes.
Oh.
I can hear the buzzing, but it's not bad.
They've been doing all kinds of work over there. My coffee walked far away. Okay. I've done all the repotting. No, wait, I have one more. This is a succulent. My mom got me this one.
Oh, I love these.
It was in a bowl of succulents, of like little
I
baby
have one
succulents.
myself.
Oh, cool. Yeah, they're really easy. I just squeeze the leaves, and whenever they have some give, then I know it's time to water it. But this one's been in this pot quite a long time.
PLANT.
Hi, Fishy! I'm planting things today. Or repotting things. I think this will be a good pot to put this one in.
Hey, fishy.
How's that look? Too big? Just right? Maybe I have some different ones. Let me go shopping. I don't want to go too big. I still want it to be kind of snug and just have a little bit of room to
My succulent
expand.
is somehow growing taller and taller and taller, and it's not cute anymore.
There's a word for that, like, etoliation or something. I'll show you one like that. This one started out like real small and it just keeps getting taller, but I still like it. It's got fuzzy leaves. It's called some kind of calancho, but it's like a bear's paw. If you can,
It went from a chunky BOI to a tall BOI.
it's got little bear paw fingers. I think it's cute. I'm just gonna let it keep doing its thing. And then I've got I don't know if you guys can see it.
Should I repot it?
I got that I love. It's my donkey's
Currently in
tail.
a tiny pot.
I mean, if it's still growing, then it's still happy. You can always take it out and look at it. If it's got like a lot of roots that's getting like round up, then it would be happier with more room. But if it still has a lot of room, like a lot of dirt, loose dirt left, like this one, I've debated on repotting this
The bottom
one.
part of dying.
Yeah, that's kind of what this one's doing. If you can see, it's got. But the oldest leaves will always die, so you'll always want to expect that. Nothing lives forever. But if it has been a long time since it's been repotted, it won't hurt to repot it, I don't think. Like this one, I'm still not even completely sure if it really needs it, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm not repotting it to anything huge. Just a little upgrade. So I'm just going to gently...
But this seems really fun tea.
Thanks, Fishy. Glad you could pop in anyway. Appreciate you. That art game you were playing was a lot of fun. Ooh, that'd be interesting. I think you'd need a pretty
Playing dirty is fuel.
warm environment for that. Warm and humid environment for that, but could certainly try. I think those come from trees, though. If you want to maintain a tree, that might be kind of difficult unless you're in the right climate for it. So I'm going to go from, it's not a huge difference. Like this is the one it was in to this one. It's just a little bit wider. And having new fresh dirt, especially if it's been in the same dirt for a long time, it will have taken up a lot of nutrients. So giving it new fresh dirt is giving it new nutrients. So could like that too.
The devil lettuce now that it's legal.
I mean, it sounds like a profitable venture if you ask me, if you're into that. And then there's a lot of like strains. Oh, I need a different dirt. Hold on, let me go shopping.
She likes to shop.
I have a cabinet full of supplies that I whenever I repot something, I put the old pot back and then I find a new use for it. So
Shopping for dirt.
like this one says ruby ficus. That is hence grown out of this one. So for my succulents, I always buy this cactus soil. It's more sandy, so the water drains through it quicker, because I don't like to sit in water. And you want it to be very dry again before you water it again.
Coffee or tea?
Always coffee. I am not a tea fan. I don't like the leaf water.
It seems like a warm day down there.
It's disgusting. Yes, it is. My laptop says it's raining now. It's definitely not raining. Usually it shows me what temperature it is. But it's like in the 80s today. It's too hot. I don't like hot. I don't like sweating.
About 80 degrees American.
Yeah. Too hot.
Water over beans water for me.
Oh, Kimmy, you would. I like my bean juice. Yep, not ever been a fan of the tea. Maybe I just need to try different teas. I don't know. So it's kind of difficult to get the dirt in this pot because the plant...
In other words, that S34 Big Macs for bald eagle.
The plant's like a little, like, difficult to get dirt around in it. So I'm just kind of trying to shake it in there. It's not super successful. Am I getting anything in there?
LOLGM.
I might just need to put more dirt in without the plant in it first. And then smush it around.
What is the benefit of putting dirt in there?
What do you mean? Of course plants want dirt. What are you talking about? I think that's gonna have to do. I can't even...
Like on the leaves.
I'm trying to shake it between the leaves because I can't... I'm trying to get as much dirt in there as I can. But it's difficult because it's so big. I'm just trying to shake it around in there. That's gonna have to be good enough. I think with time as I water it, it'll all settle in together. Now, again, like, you can't even see the dirt. How am I gonna water this thing? Bottom watering. So I'm gonna sit this in a bowl of water and it's gonna soak it up like a sponge through the holes in the bottom. And that's how I typically water these, because I can't like put stick a watering can in there to get all the dirt. But if I stick it in a bowl of water, all the moisture will get soaked up until it can't anymore, and then it gets good and watered that way. So I'm gonna do that real quick. Be right back.
water in that way. Hey GM, how's the solo parenting this weekend?
So, I have my bowl, there's water in it, and I'll gradually see that water level lower as it gets soaked up.
Or have an insanely big one. The kids are downstairs playing and I'm not hearing crying about to head to the grocery store for some stuff.
Fun. Can you use a syringe to squirt water in that way? I mean, yeah, you could,
Black rose darkthorn should.
but it's going to take a while. And because you really want it to get good and soaked when you first repot it. I mean, anytime I water a plant, I soak it, like, all the way through. And I'm never over-watering because I only water it when it needs water. For example, like for the succulents, I'll squeeze the leaves gently, and if it has some give, then I know it's thirsty, and I'll just drench the whole thing, and then it's happy for another,
Could it
like,
develop
month.
like root rot if you overwater it?
You could, so, like, what I always do, depending on the plant, I'll just stick my finger in the dirt. And if it's wet, then I don't water it. And if I stick my finger in the plant and it's dry, then I'll drench it so it has water. So I'll never water something that doesn't need water.
Time in a month 'cause you reminded me.
You are welcome. I mean, when I first started the plant hobby, I had an orchid, and I was told I should water it every week. So I did that, and eventually it got root rot because I wasn't watering it when it needed water. I watered it according to a schedule. And you can't really water anything to a schedule because of the conditions of the plant. Like, if the plant's not getting enough light, it's not using water as fast as it could. So if you're giving it water when it doesn't need water, then you eventually overwater it. And that's all explained in this lovely book that taught me everything I know. The New Plant Parent by Daryl Chang. He has YouTube videos. He has a great website.
Kids are now shouting gotta run and eat some children.
Go take care of them kids. Bye. Thanks for stopping around. Okay. That's done.
YET.
I think I repotted everything I want, so now we're going to start on seeds. Seeds I don't have a lot of experience with. I mean, not since I was a kid. As a kid, I would do flower gardens with my dad. And just 4-H projects. So, we're going to see what we can do. This is going to be very rudimentary. Because I'm not exactly sure what I'm doing.
Come join you later, gotta go now too.
Alright, see you, Kimmy. I got this tray out of my yard. We had a really windy night the other night on garbage night, and a lot of garbage got blown around the street. And this was in our yard, so I'm like, shoot, I'm grabbing that. I'm gonna use it, and I'm gonna put seeds in it. Now, I want to put landscape fabric in it, just because it's my nature to. But it's got all these ridges and stuff, and I'm not sure how I'm gonna do that. Let's see if we can get creative.
Looks like a nice seed nursery or herb pot.
Yeah, you can tell, like, it has these sections that used to have little plants in it. But I'm just gonna put dirt in all of it, and then put seeds in it, and put it in a sunny window, and hopefully grow some stuff. That's the plan. How long is this? Let me see that. I'm just gonna try to cut this. cut some slits here. I just want to cover up all these holes. That might work. I picked up some seed starting mix at the store, specially formulated for fast root development. So, oh, there's instructions. And it's just the basics. Fill with dirt, put seed in, water, and let go. Where's my box? Is my tray longer than my box? Yes. Great. Ooh, it's very soft. Okay. Let me see what we're doing here. I probably don't need a whole lot of dirt. Just enough to give a little cover. Do we feel like this is going to work? Does anyone have any tips for growing from seed? Probably putting too much.
Just chuck it in the dirt.
It's kind of what I'm gonna go with. I'm making a huge mess, by the way, nerd, but it's fine. I think that's gonna work. Let's do the other side.
It's your room, I don't care. There we go. Nerd, I think you're my only subscriber left. I think Twitch said I only have one. Which is good. No one needs to be doing that silliness anyway. How can you imagine?
Yeah. I mean, why would anyone subscribe to just me playing in dirt? Oh, I should have turned off all my costume things. Well, I could still go get up and
I
get
did
one.
it for the emotes.
My trash emotes? I mean, the coffee cup one comes in handy. I still need to make a face palming one. Okay, we've dirted. Now, what to plant? We have a lot. I definitely want some vining plants for our fence. And I bought some specifically. I bought all these like a year ago. Some of them are given to me. Like my dad will forage for seeds in the forest. Oh no! Okay, hold on. Let me go get that redemption for you. Okay. Yeah? I'm a bug catcher now. I'm gonna try and wear this in a way that doesn't worsen my headache. There's like...
Perfect, now go find Caterpie.
There. Okay. This is appropriate gardening attire too, thank you. Okay. So this seed pack I got last year. 2021. Hopefully the seeds still work.
I wasn't expecting the Pokemon, but yes, that's why I chose it.
This was a easy cosplay to do, like a lazy cosplay to do for an anime convention. I think it was Colossal Con Nerd. I made a hat well, it's just felt. I just cut out felt and glued it together and glued it onto the hat with just fabric glue. And me and Nerd both have a hat like this. And we were matching cosplayers. We had little butterfly nets like you get for kids. And we had like a little plastic.
I need a lazy cosplay for Texas.
You want my bug catcher hat and our butterfly net? Next, in the future, near future, I'm going to be doing more sewing streams to make a cosplay for Texas. For a cosplay for me, not for you, for me. I'm not making you a cosplay. But you can borrow any cosplay you want, like the bug catcher. It's really easy. Just wear like a button-up shirt, khaki shorts, and a butterfly net, and you're good to go. So I have Morning Glory, Mina lobata, I've never even heard of that, Nasturtium, which is edible, I guess, and Moonflower, those white ones, that's pretty nice. To aid germination, soak seed overnight. Yeah, we're not doing that. Can this survive in shady areas? Sow in average soil in full sun in spring after danger of frost. I feel like I can start them in a seed tray. That'll be fine, won't it? We'll try. We're gonna try all of these and see what works. I have these sticks so I can write what I'm planting, so I remember what is what. We're gonna try the Morning Glory first. Morning Glory kind of is nostalgic for me, that I had these as a kid growing up. Let's see if I can write this legibly. Okay, I got lots of room to write. Morning Glory. Cool. We're gonna put them right there. You can't see that, right? Right there. Alright, let's open this up. Do I have I have a stabby stick. Okay. Okay. Got some seeds in there. Hopefully they're still alive. Should I do all of them? We'll kind of space them out, maybe? Get in there. Just put them like an inch apart. I have no idea what I'm doing. It's been ages since I grew anything from seed. Should get some tape so I can put the rest of the seeds back in the packet.
We don't either, so everything you're doing is correct.
Yeah. Maybe 6 of them. Maybe 3 more. Sure. Let me get some tape. Or stapler. Okay. I feel like 9's enough. I don't know. If it doesn't work out, I can try and just put them directly in the ground, maybe. Or buy new ones. Or buy them already sprouted. Okay. Next we have Mina lobata. I've never heard of that before. Arching stalks hold sprays of 1-inch tubular flowers. Tubular, bruh. They're kind of pretty. I bet hummingbirds would like them. These right there. I would like a hummingbird garden. That would be nice. I've tried messing with the feeders before, and they just make a mess. Ants love them, and I don't want ants to love them. I forgot. Wait. Go back in. I have to write what this is. Mina Lobata. My lovely handwriting. We'll put 2 plants per section. These look just like the other seeds. Am I getting ripped off? Selling me a bunch of seeds, but they're all just corn, like that Sega Hand Lions movie. Is that what that is, nerd? They buy a whole bunch of different seeds to plant a beautiful vegetable garden, but they ended up just getting corn. Is that right, nerd?
Corn, 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 nothing but corn.
Yes, that's it. It's so funny. I hope you guys live. I'll do progress pics in my Discord. Won't that be cute? Just pat those in. Okay. Next we have Nasturtium. Fragrant, single-flowering climber with abundant and colorful blooms, attractive to hummingbirds. Perfect! That's them right there. Lovely. There. This is exhilarating, isn't it? This is a very exciting stream. Ooh! Look at these crazy dudes. They have to be dead. They look like little brains. These are huge. These don't look like seeds. To aid germination, rub seed with nail file? Are you serious? What does this one say? Nothing. Should I rub these with a nail file? That seems weird. Let me go get a nail file. Weird. So what have you guys been up to this weekend? Anything exciting? I'm gonna rub these with a nail file. This seems really weird. Like all over it? I don't understand why I'm doing this. Does someone want to Google that for me and tell me why I'm rubbing these Nasturtium seeds with a nail file? What else does it say? Sow in average soil in full sun to part shade after danger of frost. Sow about 12 inches apart. No, we're not doing that. We'll sow them an inch apart. And that will be fine. Clearly, I have a lot to learn about outdoor gardening.
To nick the seed, scrape one side of it with a metal file or a coarse emery board until the lighter interior seed coat becomes visible.
I haven't been doing that. I don't have a coarse emery board. I just have this dumb little nail file. I'm not going to do that, and it just says it aids germination. Maybe they'll still work if I don't do that. Alright, I'm not going to do a lot of those. 'Cause I'm not sure if I want the hassle. They're a hassle. Oops. Moonflower is next. Vigorous vines. Hopefully they vigorously germinate into beautiful flowers. Moon flower. And that is these white ones. Oh, these white ones. Whoa! These look like candy. These look like corn? I don't know. It just says to soak the seeds overnight, which I'm not doing that.
Any Skittles left?
Yes. Should I plant some Skittles? And grow a rainbow? Do you want some Skittles? Do you want some of my Skittles?
Skittle tree.
Yes! Hold out your hands.
No. You hold out your hand. They're my Skittles. You want to put some in a bowl for you?
Yes. job?
Yes, fantastic.
We'll find out. Where are the instructions on this? I'll be sad if none of this works. Okay. That's all my vining plants. What next? Magnolia tree seed from Cincinnati Symposium. Me and my mom went to a gardening, what would you call it? Meetup with lectures. And some guy was there giving out magnolia tree seeds. This is from 2019. Should we open it up and take a look? What are the odds it would actually germinate? $2019 seed right there. Ooh, I want to put this in a separate container. Let me take a look for something really quick. Okay, well, my dad has these cute little, like, shot glass red Solo cups that I thought I had too, but I don't. There's a dog. Dog right there. And he put some seeds. This is tall yellow. This is some random seed he foraged in the forest. And it's got little baby sprouts in it. But it's like perfect little container to put seeds in. I wish I had some. This one has a lot. This one's bee balm. But I have these big cups.
Gotten them for you.
Well, it's too late. I'm just gonna mangle up some of these cups. Make little bitty seed trays. Just like that. Did he put holes on the bottom? No? Okay. I want to write what this is. Magnolia tree. Cincy Symposium 2019. Before the world burned. A simpler time. I'm gonna scoop some dirt into that. Since this is a single seed, I don't want to take a room up in this tray to do it, so that's why I made this separate one. It might not be deep enough, actually. It'll be fine. Sure? Now, what I could have done is... Should I? I can put the seed in between damp paper towels in a plastic bag, a Ziploc bag, and see if it'll at least germinate before I like waste my time putting it in dirt. Do I want to do that though? I don't know. I might. I'll just set this aside. I might change my mind about it. What else do I got in here? Another one of my dad's foraging. Tall red flowers. Coxcomb, maybe? Question mark? Kentucky coffee tree seeds from Cincinnati Symposium. Someone else brought these. These feel thick. Let's take a look at them. Whoa!
LOL, this is where you plant it and it turns out to be some huge red carnivorous plant.
Not likely. Look at these big dudes. How would I don't know what to do with these. Might have to do some
stones on them.
Yeah. How do I they're so big. Do I put them in a cup? Maybe one of them? Do I put it in the paper towel method? Someone Google how to germinate Kentucky coffee tree seeds. I'll just put them away for now. What else we got? Magnolia seeds. Now, these I've grown before. These were at my grandma's old house. They make nice, big, bushy, stringy, orange flowers. Well,
Kentucky coffee.
Yes. Kentucky coffee tree. Google it. Tell me how to deal with the seeds. I definitely want to grow these because I really like them and they're really easy. You can't give me a link. Just copy and paste the text.
Geek.
Keck. Oh yeah, these are like really stringy things.
Pots.
Pots. Just put it in a pot? I don't know if these seeds are alive. These are from 2016. These are marigolds.
Scarify the seeds first, bub, then pot them.
What does scarify mean? Scare them? Like, boo. You're scared. can't tell if these are just husks or actual seeds.
1. Boil enough water to equal at least 6 times the volume of the seeds. Put the seeds in a non-metallic heat-proof container. Wait 30 seconds after the water is removed from the stove and pour it over the seeds. Stir with a spoon. 2. Soak the seeds overnight. After 24 hours, discard any floating seeds. 3. Plant any seeds that have begun to swell immediately. Leave any seeds that haven't swelled in the water.
So that's a project for another day. If I feel like it. Thanks for doing that. That's very interesting. I think this is a seed. This is a marigold seed. I need to make a stick for that. I'm gonna staple these Kentucky seeds back up and deal with that another day. That's a lot. Never heard of anything like that before. You go back.
Noon, use your gardening knowledge to make D&D plant monsters.
I know that there's a couple Kickstarter books for plant encyclopedias for like I'm not sure exactly, like their medicinal plants, poison plants, stuff like that. There's a couple Kickstarter books for that look pretty cool. I like the artwork of them.
I found one for herb knowledge that I backed.
Cool. Yeah, they look really neat. They look interesting. What am I doing? Marigolds. But as far as like coming up with some things, I don't know. I like just my plain old boring plants that don't do anything magical. They just are what they are. Pretty. I hope these seeds live. They're another one of these nostalgic ones because they were at my grandma's old house. And then I planted them at my previous house and they did great. Maybe a little too great. They were got out of hand. And bees love them. Which is great because I like making bees happy. Like they're endangered and stuff. And I want to give them food. I'm trying to like make a wildlife type garden, like to make hummingbirds happy and bees happy and birds. I like all that nature-y stuff. So I'm trying to make a nice wildlife sanctuary, if you will, in my own backyard. We have a lot of different kinds of birds around here, and I like to attract them to my yard, like Pokemon. It's like Pokemon in real life. I'm gonna plant a lot of these. And I hope these seeds are alive. I have a lot of them.
You're doing Animal Crossing currently.
I'm doing Animal Crossing? I've heard of Animal Crossing. I don't have any of those handheld Switches or Game Boys or anything like that. Too expensive. Doing IRL planting is much cheaper. Get in the dirt, Marigold. Trying to pick the ones out of this mess that look like they might be alive. That might be enough. I'm gonna have to put these in a new container. This was just paper towels stapled together. Okay. What's next? Do I have any more of those random foraged things? This is... I think my dad gave me this from his own plant. This is a bee balm. This is a small bee balm. How do I get it out without making a mess? Because he basically just gave me a couple of the seed heads last year. And the seeds have kind of fallen out. And I want to try not... They're so tiny, I don't want to drop them anywhere. Oh, they're so itty bitty. I don't know. I think I'm just gonna plop them in this whole bunch and spread them around. Kind of mix them in. They smell pretty fragrant, like some kind of herb. There. That might work. Okay. Get a Skittle. What else? What else? What else? I've got some vegetables. Onions. Chives. Might try chives. Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. This is also chives. Garlic chives and common chives. They're pretty. I think we should try those. What else? Columbine.
Yum.
Beetroot. Dogs. Hey, hush. I'm streaming.
Dog
Hey, shh. Hey, shh. Shut up. Hush. Quiet. Do you want to go out? Please stop. So obnoxious. Okay. Where'd my beetroot go? I put it back. I don't want beetroots. Ooh, these are pretty. Lupine. Nice big, tall, spiky flowers. Sweet peas. These are a vining plant. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that next. And hopefully some of these are from 2019. We will see. Sweet pea. They're pretty flowers. Open up. Alright, dog one's back in. Hold on. Okay. Alright, sweet pea. Ugh, now the other dog wants in. Oh my gosh, these dogs. Okay. My coffee is cold. Ugh. What do you want, dog? Being obnoxious. Sweet pea seeds. Can you see where? Yes. Boop. Neighbors are yelling. I just want peace and quiet to do my gardening. Is that so hard to ask? I didn't originally, I never wanted to live in a neighborhood like this. I grew up in more of a country setting where neighbors are farther apart. It's a lot more private and peaceful. But in this housing market, this is the best we could do. We have a half acre, which I compromise with myself is good enough. I grew up on 5 acres, which I never wanted that much land. I wanted like at least an acre. I felt I would have been happy with, but it is what it is. It's enough for me to have some gardening area. And for the dogs to have room to run. Okay. Ooh, zinnias. Look how big that flower is. We're gonna try that. Not sure where I'm gonna put this. I'll have to start a flower garden somewhere. They're from 2019, so I don't know if they'll work. Does anybody want to Google if seeds last more than a year? Like, are they good 3 years later? Zinnia. Oh wait, I wanted to do the lupine. Well, we can do that too. These look like flakes. These can't be alive. They look like nothing. They look like dead things. My dad would probably be able to look at things and be like, your seeds are dead, what are you doing? But I can't tell. I don't know what I'm looking at. We're just gonna play in the dirt and see what happens. Spilled you. Alright, lupine. These are super pretty. Lupine? Don't you start barking. You shut your mouth. No.
Wolf.
No, don't you encourage her. Just go to sleep. You're so old, you need a nap.
ARF ARF.
Erf, erf. She wants to terrorize the neighborhood. What do you have to be so upset about? It's not time to eat. What are you working on today, Black Rose? Up to no good?
As always.
elaborate. Should I do chives next? I have these too. Sunflower? Let's do chives. I'm curious about them. All these are from 2019. I must have went on a shopping spree.
NA, I am just fleshing out this thing we were working on stream. I hope to transfer it to a proper file soonish.
Cool. Do you have, will you have like artwork that goes with it? I don't know what that usually entails. But I love the theme, the seasonal theme. Clearly, I love the nature stuff. Common chives. Purple one. Yeah, I think we first moved into this house in 2019. And I must have been planning for the upcoming season of gardening and bought a bunch of seeds.
To know, maybe I need to learn how to embed pictures on them binder stuff properly and find copyright-free stuff.
Embed pictures. Oh. I don't know. Maybe you could find some neat stuff out there. These are really tiny. I'm just gonna plop them in.
I don't know any artists that will give me freebies.
Me neither. Maybe you can learn to draw art. You can be an artist.
Nope, tried that.
Yeah, I'm not great at it either. Doodling's fun, but I'm not good at it by any stretch. Garlic chives. Delicious. Let's write our stick first. Hey, hush. Shh, you're okay. Hush. So upset. She hears people and things happening outside and wants to be angry at them. And she's wearing a diaper. She's of an age where she cannot control her bowels anymore, unfortunately. These are tiny. Spread them around. Okay. Oh, I'm out of staples. I'll just set that aside.
F.
Yeah. Stop it. She's also blind. She's a mess. Alright. I have spots for 2 more. More zinnias. I already have zinnias. Daisies. Feeling like one of these. Two of these. Which ones? Columbine? Echinacea? These coneflowers? Phlox? Cosmos? I'm feeling like the Cosmos. They're nice big.
Not the mass school shooting.
Not the mass school shooting. Nerd, you're terrible. But they're so pretty. We're probably definitely gonna do those. And maybe the Cosmos, because they're nice and big. I don't know where I would put these big sunflowers. I don't know if I want to mess with sunflowers. They get so top heavy and they'll fall over and I'll have to deal with that. The birds really like them. I'm not going to deal with them. Which ones would bees would definitely like? What's this phlox business?
Wow, we hate birds now.
I only hate birds in certain situations. When they poop on the patio, when they try to make nests on our gutter. Yeah. What's this phlox business? I'm definitely doing the Columbine because they're pretty.
Phlox if I know.
Haha! That's not how you spell it. Nerd. Phlox. Columbine. Oh, this is specifically for birds and butterflies. It says right there. Oh, these seeds are tiny. I'm just gonna spread them around and see what works. Okay. And I like how little it says phlox is kind of little. Yeah, let's do something little. Because I don't think I have a lot of little stuff. Is there anything I want to put in cups? Definitely not dealing with Kentucky coffee seeds right now. Those are a nightmare. I don't think I want to do any more. Because I don't know where exactly I'm going to put anything yet. I just want to see if these will work. Oh, what about these random red flowers? Let's try these in a cup. My dad's foraged flowers. Tall, red flowers. Possibly coxcomb. Never heard of that. But that's what he thinks it is. Maybe. Coxcomb question mark. They're little bitty things. Just gonna spread those around. And see what happens. Alright. Well, that's my stream. I've done all I wanted to do, and now I'm gonna get dinner ready. And actually, well, I have to water all this stuff and then get dinner ready and wash my hands. Not in that order, but the correct order. Thanks everybody for hanging out. Thanks, Nerd, for the resub. Do we raid someone? I have people to raid.
Fish IIE's live.
There's a lot of people live. But Rene has the least amount of viewers right now. Fishy's doing his campaign, I think. We'll raid Rene. He just got recently affiliate. And just because he has the least viewers. That's why I'll raid him. Rene does some tail spatter building. Right now he's playing Subnautica. Stick around or not, I don't care. It's whatever. This is a whatever stream. So I'm just gonna do whatever. Okay. Thanks Black Rose, Nerd, everybody else for hanging out for my first ever plant stream. I hope you had fun. I don't know when I'll stream again. It's gonna be whatever. I'll see you next time.